Okay, this is about how to deal with depression. So I have a saying that is what you feed grows. So what you focus on and what you give your energy to, you're going to have more of. So if you focus on your depression, even focus on I want to get rid of my depression, you're focusing on your depression. What you do is you can lay quietly or wherever you are, just almost take a body scan and look for what feels good. You can do a body scan and look for whatever part of your body feels good and focus on that. Or you can do a scan of your environment and look for whatever is beautiful, whatever is pleasant, whatever seems joyful, whatever lightens your heart, and just focus on it. So that's why going out in nature is so great. You go out in nature and you see beautiful trees swaying, you hear birds singing, you may see, mama duck with baby ducks in a pond. You see the sky and the amazing clouds. And you focus on that which gives you joy and pleasure. Now, the reason why we have so much depression is because we are being given messages that are depressing a lot. The TV shows, for example, you see these hot bodies and people that have this wealth, and it's all about trying to make you feel less than. Because then when the commercials come on, they're all the more tempting, right? That's the whole psychology behind entertainment, right? Now, there is some entertainment that is about observing ourselves and being able to self-reflect. And I usually find that in good theater, right? Observing ourselves and self-reflect, or looking at a character and the development of the character, how they are challenged by things like getting stuck in a certain poverty mentality, right? Pursuit of Happiness. That's a great movie about that, being stuck and then just trying something new, just daring, courageously trying something new. And when we find ourselves cycling into something, or into depression, let's say, or poverty mentality, or anything that is pulling us down, then we can know that we've now become aware that we've developed a bad habit, a habit that is cycling us downwards. So how do you break a cycle or break a habit? Is not focusing on breaking the habit, but on finding something new to make a habit. And that's why, like at new moons, I always give myself this meditative time to decide on what I would like more of in my life and that I'm going to focus on in this next moon cycle, 28 days. And I'll write down 3 things, 3 goals that I can definitely do. And one of them may be, I don't have mine with me right now, what I did this month, but it could be to do a breathing exercise every morning when I wake up, and to just try to feel the joy or the sunlight in me. I know what sunlight feels like because I've been out in sunlight. So just really try to feel that feeling of sunlight. And I'll make it my goal, the thing that I do every day, every morning for that month, that 28 days. It could be also to make sure that I look up at the sky and see the beauty of the sky once a day at least. So I'm creating a habit that is in the joy category. We have so many habits that are in the depressive category. And it starts from our schooling, where we're taught that we need to learn something. We need to be something. We need something that's outside of ourselves. And it makes us feel victim, dependent on something outside of ourselves. I would hope to see education being really learning, places of learning. And for those that are calling themselves teachers now, to call themselves learning facilitators. And then to work with what is inside the child, the interest inside the child, and to help develop that. There are some schools that are nature oriented, where they're out in nature and children are exploring and they're seeing, the leaves on the trees and all the different points on those leaves. And they're learning math, they're learning science, they're learning through life, right? Through nature. When you stick a bunch of children into a box and have them sit in a little box, right? There are desks in this room. And then you're coming from the outside with information like 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4. All this information, it's so limiting because mathematically 1 + 1 does not always equal 2. If you are in a dual system, which computers run by, so people who get advanced in math, then they see that 1 + 1 can equal 0, right? Now, if you've only focusing on your math up to the 5th grade, you're going to say, oh, that's impossible. That's impossible. But you can have a system where, things numbers are represented in different ways. So getting back to the habits that we are creating that create our moods and our state of mind and our state of beingness, they started really early, really early. I mean, even in nursery school, where you're taught these numbers, you're taught these letters, you're taught that this is what you need to do to be good, as if you're not good already. It has you doubting yourself and removing yourself from yourself by having all these conditions. And then we continue with conditions in life, like I should be making more money, I should be more helpful to others, I should know things that I haven't learned yet, all these like bizarre things. So one of the things you can do with depression, and let me first tell you, anytime you feel depression, anger, anxiety, any of these uncomfortable feelings, they are there because you have a thought. And they're there because that thought is an untruth. It's misleading. It's not part of your truth. Now, society will tell you, oh, it's true. I don't know if you know, in the Bible it said there's a day when right is wrong and wrong is right. And that's this day. So your feelings are your warning system. Your feelings that give you anger, anxiety, depression, sadness are warning you, like your smoke alarm. There's smoke here. There's smoke. It's like a smoke screen, right? Your thought is like smoke. It is not what's normal and natural and true. So then you take you have the feelings are there to alert you. You look at, what are the thoughts running through my head? And this is where journaling is very good, because you can just write down these thoughts, what you're thinking. I need to make more money. I'm unattractive to people. I can't get a relationship. all these thoughts, whatever these thoughts are, just write them down. Write them, write them down on one paper, like on one side, and leave another side open. So you write down all these thoughts that are bringing these depressive, unhappy, anger, miserable feelings. You write all those thoughts on one side of a paper. And then on the other side, you write the opposite of that thought. Okay? I need to make more money. I live in abundance, right? I have all I need. I live in abundance. That's the opposite of I need to make more money, or I'm poor, or whatever it is. I live in abundance. I can't create a relationship. I have beautiful relationships, right? You create the opposite, the exact opposite thought of that thought, right? I can't find any hope in this life. This life has many possibilities and blessings for me. This life has many blessings in store for me. You put that down, your opposite to your thought, right? And then you look at that opposite to the thought. That is the thought that should be a peace and joyful thought. And you practice that thought instead of practicing the thought that is creating the depression. The depression, like I said, is just an alarm bell, like your smoke alarm going off, that something is off and something is wrong in your thinking, wrong thoughts. You practice these other thoughts, and I guarantee you will see changes in your life, not just in the way you're feeling, but actual physical changes. Now that's the exercise that I share with people to do, and it's in line with the Abraham Hicks law of attraction. But when we realize we are not our thoughts, but we do get feelings from our thoughts, and that these feelings are guiding us like a hot-cold game. You're going away from the truth. You're going away from your true selves. And then we use that guidance to identify the negative thoughts and to bring us the wrong thoughts basically, and to then use our conscious creativity, our own ability, our own imagination to imagine what's the opposite of that thought, and then practice the opposite of the thought. I guarantee you're going to start finding your true self. You're going to come into the trueness of who you really are. And along with that, your joy and the world that you want to see ultimately will start coming about. So this is just a suggestion. You can try it. And I would suggest you try it just to see what could happen, right? For like 3 months. Try it for a week. Try it for a day. Just to see what could happen. And go forward in this day, allowing for awareness of your blessings. Use gratitude. It's an amazing tool.